Hey guys, Dr. John Dandridge here, and I want to go over a few very common symptoms, very common issues that we see for people who have experienced car accidents. And one of the first things that I like to just get people to think about is like, what really happens when we are in a car accident? And I think when we're really honest with ourselves, we have to realize that, look, that impact, that force can be so great that it destroys and damages the steel and the aluminum and all the metals and everything that makes the car very strong. It sometimes can destroy all of that. And so as passengers in the vehicle, we have to realize that those forces that are absorbed by the vehicle are also absorbed by our bodies, right? And so if it's strong enough to destroy steel, what is happening inside of our own body? What is the impact that it's having on our spine, right? Our spine can be very strong, very resilient, but it can also be very vulnerable depending on the situations that we find ourselves in. And so one of the most common things that we see after somebody's been in an accident is trauma to the neck, right? We know what a normal spine should look like. We know the curvatures that it should have. We know the alignment that it should have. And anytime we deviate from that, we will suffer consequences at some point, whether it's right now or in the future. It will happen. And so the car accident oftentimes is that catalyst that starts this downward spiral of degenerative changes in someone's spine. And so anytime, like I said, anytime we deviate from the normal structure that our spine should have and maintain throughout life, it sets us up for premature degeneration. Those joints can no longer be as healthy as they could, right? And so sometimes that car accident, whether it's small, right, whether it's not severe or it's very severe, can oftentimes be that catalyst that just sets us in that direction. And the sad thing is that oftentimes people will go to the hospital, right, after they've been in an accident. They may go to some type of emergency care center, right, to get checked out. And they'll oftentimes do x-rays there, looking for what? Looking for dislocations, any kind of fracture, obviously very important. We need to know that those things are not present. But that's not it. Right? If we do not have a fracture, if we do not have a gross dislocation, that does not mean that there are no problems. Right? And as chiropractors, we look at the details. We want to see that the curvatures are ideal. We want to see that the alignment lines up. We want to see that all the joints can move fluidly, right, throughout life, continuously, and not with restriction and compression and tension. Right? All this stuff matters. And so with car accidents, again, it can start to set the tone. It can start to be it can be a catalyst to disrupt or damage the individual joints of the spine, the alignment, the curvatures, etc. And so when that stuff is present, although there is no fracture, although there is no dislocation, there still is a problem that will eventually create symptoms at some point. And so if you have been in an accident, if you feel like, you know what, I've just never been the same after that injury, then give us a call. We will look at your spine through that lens, through that structural lens to see, hey, where are there areas of imbalance? Where are there areas where the joints don't move well? That's very important information, and that's what we work with our clients to help improve. Okay, it's that simple. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, let us know.